Today we're talking tech, specifically data, and how do you read data, how do you use data, especially if you're running a big operation. If your HQ is in Cleveland, but you have got locations in all 50 states, how do you look at the data and how do you determine so you don't just have to call one location and say, hey, what's going on with the sales? We've got Russ Hawkins in here. He's the CEO, Agilence, and they are the company that if you're CVS, if you're the dollar store, or I don't remember we said dollar store or Dollar Tree, but you need to know your data, you go to a company like Agilence and they set you up. We were just talking a moment ago, when a client first comes in and starts working with Agilence, there are 6 data feeds they set up. The first one is point of sale. Seems pretty obvious what types of sales is each location doing. But Russ was just talking a moment ago about the next one, which deals in e-commerce. So Russ, again, thank you for coming on today, and please continue your thought.
Yeah, so the second data stream, and one that's equally important, especially in today's world, is the e-com transaction log. Now, there's a lot going on today between bricks and mortar and e-com channels for retailers. In fact, the pandemic has been a huge impact on that, and I'd be happy to talk more about that. But let me go through the rest of the data sources, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah. So the next one is the human resources file. So we know. The software knows everyone that works for the company, has their identification numbers. There may be other information that's included in a typical human resources file. We have store information, so we know the physical location of the store. Quite often, retailers and restaurant chains will have different designations on stores, whether they're in a mall or standalone, or if they're carry a certain product mix or something like that. So store is important. We have the item file. So the item file in a grocery store is the 50,000 SKUs that they sell. And in a restaurant, it would be basically the 20 menu items. So there's a wide difference in terms of the volume of transaction records that are accumulated, depending upon that. And then the final one is the loyalty information. So we want to know those customers that have formally recognize their relationship with that retailer. And so those 6 things go into the cloud and become the core that customers can then use to ask questions about. Now, by the way, we're not limited to those 6. We have a department store customer that has over 20 different data sources that they've put into the product. So we've added supply chain. We've added P&L information for local places. We have just a capacity to add pretty much whatever data source you've got available. We can find a way to integrate it. We've never found a data source that we couldn't wrangle into our database and make it accessible to people.